Hi guys, it's Jennifer, and today I'm going to be doing my March wrap-up. It's a little late, I know, it's like, well, I'm filming this on the 10th, but I'll probably upload it like a day or two from now. But I read about 8 books, 2 novellas in March, and the first book I finished was Four Dead Queens by Asher Skoltz. This novel follows our main character, Kira Lee, and she is a very skillful thief, and she decides to steal this package. And therefore, from stealing this package, she kind of finds out that the 4 queens of Quadria are all dead, and she has to do a bunch of events. So she kind of has to go find out who killed the queens and why the queens are dead. And it's very interesting. I do recommend it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It is very interesting. I love the plot. One thing I do gotta say though is that I really didn't care for this romance. It's not like I disliked it or I liked it. It was just like I don't care for it. If it wasn't there, I would be okay. I really was more interested in the 4 queens because we get the point of view of each of the 4 queens before their death. And it is very, very interesting. And also I love one of the other romances in this, which I won't say because it's a spoiler, but I love the other romance in here. I was very excited when I found out. But yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. I also have 2 versions of this now. I have this, which is the Owl Crate version, and then I have the normal edition that I got signed and personalized at the launch event in the city. And I don't know whether I want to keep this one because like I really love this one. It's freaking beautiful. It's red instead of the blue, but like, do I need 2 copies? I don't know. I have to decide. But it's a very good book. I do recommend it. It's very interesting. I love the twists it has in the ending of this novel. It's a standalone, which is great because I feel like I never see standalones. I feel like everything is a series. Please, honey, stop scratching my bed. Everything is a series, and this one isn't, so it's great. Ow. I'm a whole mess. The next book I read was Daisy Jones and Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this is an oral history of this band, Daisy Jones and Six, that were very famous during the late 70s, and it shows how the bandmates and everyone around them perceived the making and the breaking of this band, and it is such a good book. I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was so interesting to see how these characters perceived what happened, and they all have different things, different thoughts about it, also a lot of them don't remember everything perfectly because it's been like, I think, I don't remember how many years it's been, but it's been a long time, so they all perceive everything very differently. You know, there's some facts that are a little shaky. Some people remember it that way, some people remember it this way. But it's a very, very good book. I do recommend this. I do recommend reading the audiobook of this though, because I read the first half of this, like, you know, physically reading it, and I was not that interested in it. But when I saw the audiobook, I saw that everyone was hyping up this audiobook, and I was like, okay, let me do it. And it is so good because it's a full cast. So, you know, each of these characters have their own voices, and it's literally incredible. I love the audiobook. It was so good. One thing I do gotta say though is that this whole book, my like favorite part was how addiction was talked about and handled, and specifically how these characters struggled with it, and it's made me cry towards the end. There was a few times that I cried when they were talking about it, but it is very, very good. I love this book. The next thing I read was Shadow Me by Tara Mafi. It's a novella told in Kenji's point of view. It's a novella in the Shadow Me series if you haven't read that, but it is so good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I love anything with Kenji in it, let's be honest. He's a sweetheart. I want to protect him with my whole life. Like, I love him. Also, I just saw that Tahar Mafi announced that there's going to be another novella, which, I mean, we already knew that, but we didn't know who it was going to be, like, told from. And it's going to be told from Kenji. There's going to be another novella, and it's called Reveal Me, which, I mean, it's different from Shadow Me, so it's like, I'm excited. I mean, I kind of wanted to have Nazra's point of view because I really wanted to see her point of view, but I'm happy with another Kenji novella, like literally so stoked. The next book I read was The Last Date by Laura Paul, and I gave this 3.5, which I honestly kind of want to bump down to 3 stars. I had very high expectations for this novel, mostly because I was very excited about this book. It was one of my most anticipated novels of the year, mostly because it's supposed to be a very queer novel, and also it's written by a Brazilian author, and I'm Brazilian, so I was very excited about that. But I felt like the book was just all right. It was like fine. It wasn't particularly good, and it wasn't particularly bad. It just like was like in the middle. It follows the main character named Clover. She is Latinx. She's also bisexual and aromantic, so I was very excited about that. And basically there's this whole alien invasion and everyone she cares about dies, and she's kind of alone for the first half of this novel till she finds this area called Area 51. Not surprising. And she finds the last living teenagers on Earth, and all of the teenagers in the freaking Area 51 are all queer, which was very exciting. But like I said, it was alright. I mean, like, I definitely think some people could probably really love it. It's just I wasn't that loving it. I also really don't like, though, is that when we got to Area 51, it felt like the whole novel took like a standstill. Like, it just was like really boring during like the middle of this. Like, I was just like, the first part I really liked, the last part, just the middle was like at a standstill. Like, I just felt like it wasn't progressing. It was just, here are the teenagers and here they are stuck in Area 51 because they kind of can't leave. I don't know. The next book I read was We Set the Dark on Fire by Taylor K. Meha, and I gave this 5 to 5 stars. I absolutely love this book. I love the romance. It's a female romance, and they are so damn cute together. Like, I love them together. It's a forbidden romance. It's just, I don't know. There's undercover agents, political intrigue. I don't know. It's so good. It deals a lot with the political and religious aspects of this whole country, and also has a very big border issue, which it was so interesting to read about, and it was such a good novel. I absolutely love it. I don't know how I'm gonna wait a whole damn year for the second one since it's a duology. I'm really bad at explaining it, so I'm gonna read the description of it because that will probably sound better than whatever the hell I'm gonna say. At the Medio School for Girls, distinguishing young women are trained for one of the two roles in the polarized society. Depending on her specialization, a graduate will one day rule her husband's household or raise his children, but both wives are promised the life of comfort and luxury, far from the frequent political uprising of the lower caste. Daniela Vargas is the school's top student, but her bright future depends upon no one discovering her darkest secret, that her pedigree is a lie. Her parents sacrificed everything to obtain forged identification papers so Dani could rise above her station. Now that her marriage to an important political son is fast approaching, she must keep the truth hidden or be sent back to the fringes of society where famine and poverty rule supreme. On her graduation night, Dani seems to be in the clear despite the surprises that unfold, but nothing prepares her for all the difficult choices she must make, especially when she is asked to spy for a resistant group desperately fighting to bring equality to Medio. Will Dani give up everything she strived for in a pursuit of free Medio and a chance at a forbidden love? The first in a sizzling fantasy duology from a debut author, Taylor K. Meha, We Set the Dark on Fire is a boldly feminist look at freedom, family, and fighting the power. I loved it. Anyways. Yeah, that's it. 5 to 5 stars. Okay, so the next 4 books I read was the Iron Fey series by Julie Kagawa, and I want to talk about them in a whole just because, I don't know. I'll actually tell you guys the rating for each. Oh, wait, they're out of sorts. So, I'm just going to go through the ratings of each of these books real quick, though, because it's just easier. The Iron King I gave 3 stars. The Iron Daughter I gave 2. I really didn't care for this. This one I gave 4, which was the highest rating I had of the series. It's probably more like a 3.5, but you know what? It's a 4, just because I wish it should have ended here. The Iron Knight I gave 3 stars. It should have ended on this 3rd book. I felt like this was just filler. I just really didn't care that much. I was a little annoyed with the main character Ash in this one, because I felt like he was so wishy-washy with his damn feelings, because on this whole 3 books, he likes freaking Megan so much, he loves her, whatever, all that, and then here, he's just so wishy-washy because another character pops up, and it really annoys me. I'm like, boy, what is your damn feelings? Like, what do you feel? I don't know. This book right here, the 2nd book, I really freaking didn't like. I didn't like this one. It was 2 stars. It was just, I don't know. But throughout this whole damn series, Megan annoyed me a lot. Surprise. But it was still very good. I loved the side characters like Puck. Really loved him. Ash was alright sometimes. Megan, though, she's a dumb bitch. Like, every time. But, like, at the same time, this series is, like, really old. It's, like, no, not really old. It's 2013, I believe. Let me find out. Nope, 2010. So, like, I get there's a few issues that I think shouldn't be in it, but it's from 2010, so I'm okay. And yeah, that's basically it. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Oh, this is not the last book I read. I read a novella for this. It's called Summer's Crossing, and I gave that 4 stars because, yeah, 4 stars. Mostly because I really liked seeing from Puck's point of view. I realized I really like side characters' point of view. Specifically funny side characters. Like, he reminds me a lot of Kenji. Like, very sarcastic and funny. So yeah, it was a good reading month. I mean, better than I think February, so that's a good thing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.